Welcome to Sunday School Lesson at a Glance, a ministry of the Sunday School Publishing Board, where we focus on teaching, engaging, application, and learning for teachers and students.
Now, I will share some teaching tips to use when teaching this week's lesson, September the 13th, entitled Love versus Bitterness. Again, our focus is on teaching, application, engagement, and learning. The teaching tips for this quarter are focusing on connecting with students, relationships, teaching environment, and class community. Last week, we focused on connecting with students. I would love to get some feedback in the comments section on how you connected with your students last week. This week, we're going to focus on relationships. Adults learn best when they have a good, trusting relationship with the teacher. Establishing positive relationships with your students is an important part of your teaching ministry. Building relationships is something that is done over time. We build relationships with our students when we are interested in them and what they have to say, when we listen to them and value their input in class, and when we get to know our students, their concerns, interests, skills, and talents. The more we know about our students, it helps us in planning and preparing our lessons, because we should be thinking about how we can reach and teach all of our students. Students participate and feel comfortable in classes where they experience positive relationships with their teacher. Christian educators must be warm, friendly, cordial, positive, and encouraging. This should show up in our teaching. Our students must know that we care about them regardless of where they are in their Christian walk. Building relationships with students is important. Remember, we are teaching individuals, people, not classes. I am now going to share some engagement activities that you can use when teaching this week's lesson. Using a graphic organizer as shown, have students describe the characteristics of Joseph as presented in this week's lesson. Have students engage in a think, pair, share activity. To begin this activity, have students reflect on the following question. How can we develop the described qualities of Joseph in our lives? And then have them to go ahead and think about the blessings bestowed upon Joseph's life and how God can turn negative beginnings into positive endings. So they will begin by thinking about this, and then have them to pair with a partner and share their responses and summarize their responses. And then the share part is share with the class the most important points from the paired discussion. So again, a think, pair, share activity. Teachers, be creative in how you use these activities. The activity or activities that we use should contribute to the students being able to apply the biblical truths to their everyday life. The activity should reinforce and teach the biblical truths of the lesson. In closing, thank you for tuning in to Sunday School Lesson at a Glance. I hope these teaching tips are helpful to you as you prepare to teach and study God's Word. For additional information and resources, contact the Sunday School Publishing Board.
We invite you to join us each week as we take a glimpse into the Sunday School lesson. Subscribe now.